Hello, Tulani. Good afternoon. You right?
Hello, good afternoon.
Are you okay today?
Yeah,
Anything new? Anything concerning? Are you okay?
yeah,
Everything's fine?
yeah.
All right. Nice to see you. Nice to meet you again. We've lost the other candidate. Where is she gone? I don't know where she is. She didn't join us yesterday. Okay. What did we do yesterday? Can you remember anything? Today is yesterday's lecture, which was Monday, the 14th of August. And today is the 15th of August, Tuesday, 15th of August, 2023, Tuesday, right? And we're going to be looking at the next learning outcome, right? So can you remind me what we did yesterday on L1? Anything?
About CRM.
Yes. So do you remember what CRM is?
CRM is in businesses in tourism and hospitality industry that work together and they keep engagement and to create good bond with the customers.
So yes, okay. So that's the job, or that's the function of customer relationship. So CRM is the customer relationship management. Yeah. So CRM is very important in all the business subjects. Okay, but particularly so with tourism. Why is it so? Because you are relying on your customers all the time. If there are no customers, then you wouldn't be in business, would you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So CRM, or customer relationship management, is very important in today's business environment, and especially when we're talking about tourism and hospitality industry, it's even more important because the tourism is reliant upon the customers, and so what do we need to do? Customer relationship. So you told me what is customer relationship. So how do we do it?
What
can we do? How I can maintain it? Yeah.
Data collecting.
Right. We can collect data. So why do we collect data?
To improve management.
Okay, we need to collect the data from customers, right?
Yeah.
About their what type of data and why? There's many type of data. Yes.
Booking history.
Yes.
Behaviors and the preferences.
So data like personal information, for example, how would you contact if you don't have an email of your customers? Yeah. So therefore, you need to have personal data, telephone number, email, mobile number, maybe, where they're calling from, some kind of, personal data. So you can contact their name, yeah, their possibly their address if they don't want to talk over the phone, or you can send them message through post, for example, promotional activities. You can send them a publication, or you can send them a message or reminder, right? Other type of data. So this is personal information about their selves, but then you need to collect other type of data, for example, yeah, reviews, feedbacks, positive or negative, and then all other data regarding building upon customer relationship, their references maybe, so this is very important. So we can talk to them, we can develop a relationship with them, we can maintain contact with them, and if there are complaints, then we can focus on complaints, for example. Yeah. So this is what we looked at yesterday, LO1. Okay.
Yeah.
So today we're going to look at the second LO. and LO number 2, understanding the nature of decision making. Can you see this screen?
Yeah.
So we are on the, we are on the customer relationship management, level 5, diploma in tourism, hospitality management, and we are looking at the LO2, understanding nature of customer relationship. And these are the 3 learning assessment criteria that we'll be covering. So 2.1 will be looking at the approaches to customer decision making, right? We need to explain the approaches. So we'll look at some kind of, how the customers makes a decision, okay? Second assessment criteria is we need to look at assess the factors that influence consumer purchase behavior and tourism. So what we need to do is look at the factors that influence customer buying behavior, and how do they make decisions when they want to buy products relating to tourism, for example, holidays or something, okay? Or when going for attraction, looking at the attraction, or booking at a place for attraction. 2.3, looking at the assessment criteria is to analyze the different techniques and methods organization can apply to increase customer relationship. So we'll be looking at different ways and methods how organizations can apply these techniques to increase their customer relationship and loyalty. Okay, so these are the 3 learning assessment criteria we'll be looking at. So the first one, we'll be looking at the approaches. The second one, we'll be looking at some factors and assess those factors, such as buying habits and so on. And the third one is we need to look at the techniques or methods that can increase or that will increase customer relationship and loyalty. Okay, so the typical indicative content you will be, we'll go through in this session. We'll be looking at some kind of personal factors and external factors of behavior, people influencing people's behavior in their buying habits, okay, in their buying purchases habit and so on. And we'll be looking at customer focused organization, conflict resolution, quality managing, looking at quality, looking at the digital strategies. It's like digital strategies like mobile devices and applications, social media and online chat systems and so on, and use of these technologies to gather real data and information, okay, increasing brand loyalty. So these are the typical contents that you should be or we should be looking at. If we miss anything, then you can of course back up this indicative content through your reading, okay? So the reading is quite important. Do you do a reading at home?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So that's very important. So very important to do this reading. All right. So let's. So these are the 3 content or assessment criteria we'll be looking at. This is a typical indicative content we will be going through. Okay. So do you know what the what's the nature of customer decision making? What does it involve? Anything? The nature of customer decision making, or how do we as customers make our decisions to buy products?
From social media.
Only social media? Nothing else?
Personal preferences, like.
Okay, personal preferences, right? We have, everybody's got different habits, right? So the customer decision making, i.e., how do we decide what do we need to buy? How do we know this is good, and how do we know this is this product is bad? Yeah, we gather information, we ask us friends, we look at the internet, we look at we think ourselves that is what we need. For example, I want to go on holidays. How do, just because I need to have a bit relaxation time or relax time. So I look at the need first, isn't it? I need this. I need to buy this product. I need to buy this holiday. I need to buy this car because I need it. Yeah. And then I go and search for this particular product in the market. There are many different types of products on the market. So I look at them and I search the one that I need. I go and look at different types of products, yeah, according to my capability or my affordability, correct? And I weigh them up. This is good and this is bad, yeah. And I look at the advantages and disadvantages. So I go through a process, correct? Yeah. And then ultimately I buy this product. And once I bought this, then I use it. And then if I like it, then I will recommend to others. Yeah, this is good, this is bad, there is advantage, there's disadvantages. And then these organization or where I bought this from, they will follow up my purchase decision. Oh, okay, how did you go? How did you find our product? Yeah, what's your recommendation? What's your preference? Would you kind of recommend this to your friends and to your families, correct? Yeah, all this type of thing. So this is the nature of a customer decision making. And so if you look at this diagram, it's exactly the same thing. Yeah. So this is exactly the same thing as I have just described. So it's more than that. It goes beyond this once we receive the product. So there are rational and emotional factors that we go through, or the customers go through when they're making decisions. Rational and emotional. Rational are factors that look at the product themselves, yeah, look at the price, look at the quality, look at the functionality. And emotional factors are behavioral factors, right? This is correct. Behavioral factors like desires, why we need it. I don't know why we need it, but I just need it, correct? Okay, so I have to these emotional factors and the rational factor. Rational factors are based on the rational decisions, and emotional factors are based on your desires and personal connections and feelings and so on. Okay, so we go through a process we've just described. So there is a lot of steps. So the decision-making process involves a lot of different stages, i.e. you decide what to buy, you need to you go through a process of recognition, then you search for that particular product, then you go and evaluate that alternative or look at different alternatives and weigh advantages and disadvantages, whether you like this product or not. And then you decide it. And once you decide it, you evaluate, i.e. feedback, and give your own evaluation, your own decision about this product, correct? Are we there?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So at the moment, I told you, I'm looking at booking a hotel for my holiday, and I haven't booked one hotel yet, but I have booked the holidays, but I have booked the flight. Yeah. So I am weighing up. Which is the suitable place or hotel. Yeah, I'm looking at the price, I'm looking at the locality, I'm looking at the distance, I'm looking at what type of food they'll provide, I'm looking at the distance, between the city center and the hotel and so on. There are many things. I'm just at this one here. I'm looking at information search, all right? Second one. And I haven't decided yet, okay? And I'm sure all buyers will go through like a similar process. So what are my influencing factors, or what is the or what are the customers' decisions, and how are they influenced? I'm sure you're a customer and I'm a customer. You must have booked holidays, you must have booked flights, you must have bought some products, and you go through similar stages of decision making. So personal factors are important, yeah, i.e. your why do you need to go for holiday, what type of holiday you want to go, what age, for example, age bracket you are, or gender, or your income, can you afford it or can you not afford it, correct? Personal factors, yeah. Psychological factors like perception, motivation of others people. They decide, they have your friends may have decided to go, and you want to weigh up your own motivation to go, and attitude as well, or maybe social factors, friends and family and peer. Cultural factors, right? Cultural factors like some people go on holidays because it's culture. Some people go every year, correct? Because of the social and cultural pressures, or maybe they're tired from work or whatever, or they have a tradition, or they believe that they, holidays will give them a kind of a time, good time, and they just get into it, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Cognitive biases, i.e. The customers rely on mental shortcuts or biases when making decisions. So another decision-making factors is relied upon, your own decision based on information. This holiday is good for me, and so on. Okay, cognitive, in other words, cognitive biases. So biases towards information, biases towards heuristic or making decision, and bias towards relying too much heavily on the information that already is there. So that's that kind of factors, and you decide, and so on. Okay, so these are some of the decision-making models that you rely on. Okay. Brand loyalty, some other factors depend on your decision-making on brand loyalty, decision complexity, and the post-buying habits or whatever. So all these factors, all these issues, all these all the decision-making factors, the customers will be influenced. And there are many other factors. So some will be internal and external and so on. Okay. So let's have a look at this YouTube video about the customer's decision-making process. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Yeah. What type of decision-making they go through?
First day that
Okay.
we signed up for Monday.com, our department was already able to connect our.
Hello everyone, welcome to Business School 101.
Can you hear?
Consumer
Okay.
decision-making
Yeah.
Okay.
The buyer decision process helps companies identify how consumers complete the journey from knowing about a product to making the purchase decision. Understanding consumers' buying process is critical for marketing and sales. Normally, the consumer decision-making process includes 5 stages. In this video, I will discuss the 5-stage consumer decision-making process with you. Stage 1. Recognition of need. In the first stage, the consumer acknowledges that they need a product or service. The acknowledgement of need can arise from either an internal or an external stimulus. An example of an internal stimulus might be hunger informing a consumer's pursuit of something to eat, while an external stimulus could be an advertisement that appeals directly to a particular consumer. The need, in turn, motivates a want, which leads to curiosity about how to fulfill it. For example, a young girl named Jenny wants to work out with her friends and achieve a healthier lifestyle. All her friends have a fitness tracking watch that allows them to challenge each other to accomplish a certain number of steps each day. Therefore, she decides to purchase a fitness tracking watch. Stage 2. Information search. After having acknowledged their need for a product or service, consumers now research the offerings available on the market. Research here encompasses a broad range of activities. It often entails an active pursuit of information, such as by searching online for reviews, speaking with representatives and current users, or testing products at retail establishments. In other instances, it may be more passive, such as by viewing advertisements. For example, Jill speaks with her friends who have fitness tracking watches, asking them for their opinion about the product. Specifically, she asks what they like and dislike about the watch and inquires about its features. She then visits the retailer's website to understand the different options available to her, and she reads various reviews about the product online. Stage 3. Evaluation of alternatives. Once a consumer learns more about a product or service that meets their needs, they compare it with similar offerings from different retailers, brands, or models. The consumer's initial research often serves as a baseline for the criteria they want. As they search through the alternatives on the market, they might look for points of contrast that differentiate one offering from another, such as price, quality, features, customizability, brand awareness, industry trends, availability, etc. For example, to make sure that she's making the best decision for her needs, Jenny goes online to look up alternatives to the fitness tracking watch that her friends have. She finds 3 well-reviewed alternatives and measures their qualities against those of the initial product. One of the products is cheaper, but doesn't provide the features she wants. The other 2 are similar to the initial product, but aren't available in the style or color she wants. Stage 4. Purchasing decision. In the 4th stage of the consumer decision-making process, the consumer determines which product or service they want. After all of their research and comparative shopping, they've decided that a specific choice is the best one for them. Having done so, they visit an online or in-store retailer and pay for their purchase. For example, based on her criteria, Jenny decides that the initial fitness tracking watch best suits her needs. She returns to the retailer's website and chooses her preferred color and style options. At checkout, she inputs her shipping information and credit card number. Stage 5. Post-purchase evaluation. The consumer has received and used the product or service they've bought. Thus, they're now able to evaluate the product, producer, and retailer. They may ask themselves questions such as, did the product or service satisfy my needs? Am I happy with the product or service I've purchased? What would I change in the product or service I've chosen? How do I feel about the retailer who provided the product or service? If the consumer feels that their purchase was worthwhile, they may engage further, such as by leaving a review on social media, recommending the product or service to others, or making repeat purchases with the retailer. For example, 1 year later, Jenny still uses her fitness tracking watch. She likes how it keeps her accountable for her health and motivates her to engage in healthy activities with her friends. She gives a 5-star rating and leaves a detailed user review on the online store's website.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So these are the typical buying habits, or the process that we go through, as I explained you earlier. So where is it gone? Okay. Yeah, the first one is you recognize the need. If you feel, for example, if you want to eat something, you're feeling hungry, of course you look for products, you search for products and what type of food is available, or what's your dietary need and so on, or what do you want to eat, and you look for a product that will satisfy your need. You evaluate that product. Maybe if you want to eat burger or fish and chips or a pizza or what, so you weigh these decision, you go through decision, and you purchase by paying a credit card or by paying cash or by visiting online and buying it online, and they deliver it to you and so on. And then once you bought these products, or once you bought the product that you want to eat, okay, you evaluate, you satisfied you or not satisfied, how come? Okay, so these are the processes that we go through. So let's look at the 2.1. Let's go straight into the assessment criteria, and which assessment criteria is 2.1, which explains these approaches to customer decision-making process. Okay, so the first thing they will look for when they're making decisions is the rational decision-making, i.e. they make rational decisions, i.e. for example, weigh up the decision, the need, which will utilize, which will maximize people's satisfaction. They want to, make decisions according to what people need, and would they satisfy their need. Okay, so this is the rational decision-making process. Okay, second one is the emotional decision-making process, i.e. This emotional decision-making means that people buy goods and services based on their feelings, based on their emotions, based on their attachments, based on their appeal. In other words, they like some kind of, they are influenced by habits, or in other words, adverts, for example, or the brand, or they are affected by other kind of influences that will influence their buying habit. Yeah, and appeal, in other words, or they watched an advert, or they watched an advert on TV or newspaper or online, so they are affected by these. The third one is the cognitive decision-making model, which looks at the information processing and perception and memory, and people buy according to the information they have about this product, and they may go through a kind of a process, cognitive in their minds. Okay, so they think, oh, this product is good, and the other product is not good. You understand, people go through a kind of mental decision-making process, and they weigh pros and cons about the product and then make a choice. The fourth approach to decision-making depends on the observable behavior, i.e. the external behavior, by looking at other people's behavior. Or they're going to the shop, and so I'm going to the shop, and or they're looking at this product, so I will probably look at this product as well. Okay, not me. Yeah, so you're influenced by other people's behavior. Okay, behavioral decision. And the hierarchy, the fifth one looks at the hierarchy of effects model. Okay, or this model looks at the customers who go through a particular stage of process. They go through stages of making a decision before they buy. Okay, so they just maybe go for information, they create an awareness, they become information, they evaluate, and so they kind of and then they purchase it. So they put these things in a hierarchy. They put them into positive and negative, and first and the last. You know, they juggle their process in order of hierarchy, and then they make a decision afterward. Now, social influences like friends and media and peers, and they bought this car, and I want to buy. My friends got a good house, so therefore I need a good, yeah. Or they've gone on holidays, and I want to go on holiday as well because this place looks nice. Okay, or you understand, this is a social process, social influences, peers and friends and family and social network. You know, they of course social media, and so therefore they you know, buying people are affected by those decision making, social influences, in other words, right? Then you have heuristic decision making model, which is a shortcut. Okay, this is a process when people go through shortcuts that leads to their buying habits, that lead to biases, that leads to choosing some kind of brands, familiar brands, which don't require a lot of searching, don't require a lot of information gathering, they just make it, you know, to simplify buying decisions. You know, another model that you can use is the involvement and complexity model. And now this one is complex model in the sense that you know, you go through a lot of more detail, you search a lot about it, you take a long time to make a decision about it because it's expensive, maybe it's you know, complicated process, it's you know, you need a lot of information gathering because it's such an expensive, and it's going to have a long term. You're going to use it for a longer term. Yeah, buying a house, for example, buying a car, buying a capital equipment, buying something expensive, which will be used, or buying computer, for example, because you need to use this particular product for a longer term rather than a shorter term. So you take longer. Okay, so these type of approaches will you know, when the customer is buying a product, they'll take decisions according to internal factors and external factors, and their personalities, their preferences, their environment, there's habits, and there's friendship, and so on, gathering exercise. So this is a complex process people go through Okay, so people go through a complex. So this is why we need to look at this process. Okay, so and before they buy, they go through a lot of mental stress, even, you know, buying habit. So 2.1 particularly is particularly 2.1. It says explain approaches to customer decision making. So people go. So we have explained different types of approaches to customer relationship. Sorry, customer buying habits, customer decision making, based on their emotions, based on their internal feelings, based on their external behavior, or based on their friends' behavior, or based on the social network they are going, or based on their mental abilities or shortcuts, right? Or whatever, right? So they go through a lot of complexities. Okay. Yeah. So 2.2, we need to go a little bit further. We need to look at the factors, and we need to assess the factors that influence the buying, making decisions, right? Rather than the factors influencing, you know, decision-making process here. This is the process that they go through, but they haven't bought a product yet. Okay, once people go through these processes, then they will assess the factors before they buy. Okay, so these types of factors are different factors before they buy. People's assess, for example, can they afford this particular product, or they don't need, or they can't afford it, right? I.e., maybe their incomes are not such that they cannot go to holiday, expensive holiday. Okay, also therefore the price, for example, cost of when we are talking about the tourism particularly, or hotel and tourism, it the price means the cost of booking accommodation, the cost of air flights, the cost of food, for example, or the hotel, yeah, purchase. It'll have significant factor upon making decision before buying products, because people will not be able to afford expensive products. Okay, or maybe the price is related to, you know, the seasonal prices. So they'll have to look at different options when they will go, when the price is a bit cheaper, and it will be related to probably you know, weather, for example, or when the kids are off, yeah, school, or when the kids are to school. You know, this is and depends on other factors. So the price is very important when making decision. The service or quality of service they will get. Now, how do we know the judge? How do we judge the quality of service? Of course, we will look at the reviews, for example. We will look at the rating. We'll be looking at the feedback from people. We'll be looking at the you know, research. When we look at the, you know, yeah, we'll look at whether it's a positive review or negative reviews, and how many reviews, number of reviews, how many stars, how many no stars. Yeah, so that kind of thing, quality of service. You can also look at the quality of service by looking at the hotel's pictures, for example, or cleanliness, or you can read or search. Yeah, so the quality of service, reviews and ratings, and where is the place based? Is it you know, where you want to go? Is it far from the place that you are visiting, or is it involve you know, a lot of travel between your hotel and the place that you are visiting? Yeah, the attraction or the proximity of distance, the proximity to the location, you know, because it will affect your of course cost of travel as well. It'll yeah, it'll build up your cost of travel. As I said, you know, the convenient to the places, of course, then it will be affordable, then you'll be quicker, then you can move around, and it will cost you less to move about. So the location is very important. Is it near the center or far from center, right? Another factor that you need to look at when you are assessing the buying this particular product is you look at the reputation, brand reputation, the hotel you are booking. Is it reputable? Is it attractive? Is it do the consumers like it, or is it well established? Is it delivering the quality of service that it's saying it will deliver? So you look at the, if you are looking at the reputation, of course you look at the reviews as well, and you look at your own research, right? And you look at the other people's recommendations and feelings and feedback, and before you make a personal choice of word of mouth, in other words, friends and family, when they went, how's the hotel, because they stayed at that particular hotel and you want to know how that particular hotel is. Okay. And so it's so you need to assess. So the positive experiences or negative experiences will make you decide. Yeah. And then you need to go through some cultural factors or social factors. You look at the factors which will influence. For example, you want to go to a particular location because you like the cultural, historical places to visit. So you want to, go particular distance or particular destination based on your feelings of culture, or some people want to go for mountain trekking, for example, or seaside holidays, or history or arts and so forth. So or some people have just want to make sure that they go on holidays because they fancy what do you call them, night outs or something like this, or drinking or whatever. Yeah. So different interests will sightseeing, or some people will like nature, for example. So different preferences will influence your buying habit, your so you need to assess the factors that will influence your and also influenced by marketing. So marketing and advertising campaigns will target particular consumers, right? So when you want to go on holidays, or when you want to book accommodation, or when you want to travel, your marketing and your advertising, or your all these will compel you to look at the destination that you are going, right? They'll affect your buying habits. Okay. Marketing campaigns, appeals, a promotion, advertisements, your reviews, your leaflets, and all these marketing promotions and advertising campaigns will drive people's decisions. Okay. Of course, other factors as well as political stability, or what you call them, instability, or political situation in a particular country will affect your buying habits. Like, is there an election going on in a particular place that you want to visit, or is it safe to go on holiday there? Is there any health and safety issues, or crime rates, or the health and safety, food, for example, or what type of food habits, is your place safe? Yeah, will you be able to get the food that you like? Is it hygienic? Okay, is it So all these political factors, all these healthy factors, all these healthy problems, health issues or medical issues or crime rates or instability or economic issues, of course, will affect your buying habits, and you need to weigh them up. Okay, you need to weigh these when buying decisions. Before you buy these holidays or make decisions to book holidays, you need to look at all these factors. Okay. Availability of flights, for example, availability of accommodation at the right price. You want other traveling facilities and car booking and rent. It'll affect your buying habits and so on. And there are other factors that you need to look at, the buying, like influence of natural disasters or political unrest or its economic unrest and so on. So there are many different factors that will influence, and that you need to assess those factors before you buy, before you make a purchase. Okay, so 2.2 is simply looks at the factors, or you need to look at the factors that influence consumer purchase. Before you buy a particular product, you have to weigh the price, the service, the reviews. You need to look at the location, the travelability, the social factors, the political factors, the cultural factors, the advertising habits. You need to get some information on environmental issues, weather, for example. Is the month or the temperatures, or the cold or hot, the transportation, the plans, the information available, and your peer reviews, your reviews on media, your influence on your factors of other external factors like your friends and family, and so all these factors. And so therefore, all these, once you get all these factors, look at these factors, you need to weigh them up. You need to make sure that you assess them. You need to make sure that you look at the pros and cons and advantages and disadvantages, and then make a decision based on own choice, based on your own preference, based on your own ability to analyze the information. Okay, so 2.2 is looking at the factors, making decisions about your buying habits. And so let's go and look at the 2.3 is the techniques, how we can, or the application of different methods that you can apply, or techniques that you can apply, which will be helpful to increase customers' buying habits, or to increase customers' relationship and customers' loyalty. So let's look at the different techniques that customers can apply to increase the CRM, customer relationship management, or customer relationship and customer loyalty, for example. Okay, some of these techniques are, for example, number one is you look at the quality products and services. Okay, making sure that the quality is consistent, making sure that the trust, making sure that the customers are satisfied, making sure that the customers' expectations are met. Okay, so these kind of the techniques that you can apply is you judge the quality service of a product. Okay, how can we do this? Is you look at the trust, you look at the satisfaction, you look at the expectation that you were wanting from this particular product or service. If it satisfies your needs, if it's consistent, if it's a good quality, of course, then you can buy that particular product. And how do we know the quality? Of course, we look at the reviews. Okay, we look at the feedback, correct? We look at the other people's ideas, or other people's perception about that particular product. And if that particular customer continuously says, this product is good, of course, yeah, you take the word for it and you buy that. Okay, loyalty or customer service, good customer service, the good quality product along goes with good customer service. Now, customer service, as you know, like feedback and the support and sales and after sales, and making sure that the organization that you bought a product of, they follow it. They follow the customer by ringing them up, by asking them by email, by phoning them up, by sending a review, by sending a questionnaire, by having a chat, by asking their feedback, okay, by asking them to send feedback on, right? So the quality is followed by the service, quality, sales and after sales, repair service and feedback and so on. Okay, so that's very important. If the service is good, then of course it's easier for us to buy that particular product, and this will increase our customer relationship and customer loyalty with that particular organization, and we'll buy that particular product because the customer service is good. Okay, right? So loyalty programs, excellent quality, excellent customer service, personalized marketing, i.e. customers, i.e. the customers' data is reviewed, and they are targeted by their personal name. For example, they receive a phone call, personal phone call or personal email, and the customers feel good, okay? Because when they receive dear Mr. or dear Miss or dear so-and-so, rather than hi, hello, rather than a cold calling, or rather than an impersonal email, when it's personal email, when it's titled to yourself, you feel good, you feel chuffed, you feel buzzed, and because it's personally addressed, so you feel that this is creating good customer relationship, right? Is that so? Yeah. Okay. Right. Community building, for example, online platform, social network, or WhatsApp or group chat. Yeah. Talking to other people, networking, asking their opinion, asking, their chats, or, watch what this particular group is saying about this particular product will, of course, creates a kind of loyalty, or kind of, brand belongingness, and then it will influence your buying. Of course, it will influence your customer relationship. Okay, it will increase your customer relationship because the feedback is good, because the process you've gone through, or the process the customer is going through, is valued and looked upon, and people are discussing it and improving the service quality and so on. Okay, you are constantly also communicating with your customers through different channels, newsletters and updates and reviews, and kind of update review or news desk and so on. Okay, so this will this demonstrates your commitment, or company's commitment to making sure that the customer, they want to retain, they want to catch the customer, they want to retain the customer, they want their business, right? So this is very important. Another way they can create loyalty is, they want to make sure that the post experience, or post customer, or post purchase interaction, by sending, as we said, customer experiences, convenient experience, your journey, by sending them post purchase reviews or calls and so on. Okay, and sales and after sales service, very important. Okay, and asking them about their feelings and their judgments and their feedback for particularly new products. How would they feel to you ask their value, you ask their opinions about launching new products, you ask their views, not reviews but views about launching new type of product. How would you feel when if we launch this particular product? What's your comments on this? And how could we improve our service, or what type of other products would you like to buy from us, or what shall we offer? What type of other products can we offer? Because customer is very aware, they are very knowledgeable. They give ideas to the organizations. Yeah, not the organizations are giving ideas to the customers. No, it's the other way. The customers are giving ideas to the sellers. In other words, demand led. Okay, so the products that are demanded by customers, yeah, are more successful than direct products sold by these organizations. So it's the other way. Do you understand? It's a marketing principle. So you ask the customers, what would they like to buy? How would they like to see? What improvements in their products they like to see? So you base your products on the customer's demand. Okay, so therefore that will create loyalty for your customers. That will bring. Okay, of course, other problem, and then you resolve the problem, or if there's a problem, you resolve the problem. Data security, employee training, brand representation. You give excellent customer service to your to your customers, and that will create a good image of yourself, making sure that the customers data secured is you respect their privacy, you are transparent, you tell them this is what we want to aim and this is what we don't want to aim, right? I.e., you talk to these guys, you're very transparent in handling data. This is the data. So data security, employee training, problem solving, all these issues will be gearing towards the customer loyalty, customer relationship building, and creating a good customer relationship, and increase, and ultimately that will be helpful in retaining and buying your products, and they'll stay for, these customers will stay longer term with yourselves. All right. So what we've looked at in this particular criteria is we looked at different ways we can different ways and methods organizations can apply how to increase customer relationships. So we said they can rely on feedback, and they rely on social responsibility, they rely on security, they rely on training, and they rely on data security. Yeah, so the customers can be sure that they are getting a good product, secure product, their information is safe, they go back to the organization, and because the organization is socially responsible, and they are valuing customer feedback, and so this is very important in that particular sense. Okay, so in conclusion, what we can say is these techniques, they are very much these techniques will target particular audience, particular customers, particular segment of the market, and particularly to get your business. And there are different strategies that we can utilize, we can tailor to improve our customer relationship and loyalty. Okay, so what we looked in this particular lesson, or in this particular lesson, is we looked at three customer we looked at 3 assessment criteria to satisfy the nature of customer decision making. First of all, we looked at the approaches to customer decision making. Secondly, we looked at some factors that will influence the consumer purchasing decisions in the hospitality industry. And thirdly, we looked at the techniques or methods that organizations can apply to increase customer relationship and customer loyalty. Okay. Are we okay on that? Any question?
No.
No? Okay. We if you think about question afterwards, you can fire away, or you can write a text or WhatsApp me, or you can send email. We'll try and get this answer. Okay. So if you got the access to Moodle, there are references on this particular learning outcome. Okay. There are few books that you can look through based on customer relationship management concepts and technology. There's a book by Buttle and Macklin, Customer Relationship Management, CRM. Okay. 4th edition. And another book is called Service Management and Marketing by Gron Rose, published in 2015. And that will be on ebook. And Harris, Customer Service, A Practical Approach by Pearson. And then there's another ebook as well, Hudson and Hudson, 2017, Customer Services in Tourism and Hospitality. Okay, based. So then you can have other books if you research your internet or go to the library or e-library or whatever. So, you can go through these resources. Okay. Make sure that you go through some kind of journals as well, please, on Moodle. You can look at further reading. You can look at, specific subjects on customer loyalty or customer retention, or ways to improve your customer loyalty and retention. Okay. And there are different ways you can go on to look at YouTube, different, look at the HubSpot, for example. Yeah, that's one good, the application. Yeah, ways to improve your, customer loyalty is through HubSpot.com. Yeah, it's a customer retention and loyalty. So, okay. Yeah, when you come and do your assignment, you can, email your assignment. Not yet, but once we've discovered, or once you've dealt with the assignment, you can send it through your learner work by show you're okay with this, okay. So next lecture will be on LO3. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which will be, is it tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay. So the next lecture will be on your understanding the importance of teamwork in customer relationship. So that will be tomorrow. Okay.
Yeah.
So I hope that you, if you want to go ahead of the game, of course, you can look at the teamwork or importance of teamwork and read something about the teamwork and its importance in the context of making customer relationship. Yeah. If you're very keen and if you want to get ahead of the game, okay, go and look at the teamwork, research on teamwork and the importance of teamwork in creating a relationship, good customer relationship. Okay. Are we okay on this?
Yeah.
Yeah. Any problem or confusion, or you're okay? You can give us a feedback. How is it going? How's the lecture going? Or do you understand what I'm saying, or you don't understand what I'm trying to say, or is it confusion?
No.
You with me?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And speak to you soon, Talani.
Okay.
Take care.
Have a
Okay.
nice day.
Have a good day.
Bye.
Talk to you tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay,
Bye.
thank you.